Welcome back. I really don't like making videos about this topic because it's not that I don't like making videos about this topic, it's because it was not my main topic on this channel. I was mainly doing development, but nobody cares about that these days, obviously. I mean, this is not a trend. Mm, Don't let anyone fool you into thinking that this is like a trend and that uh, Palestine or something like that in like just a few days it will go off and it's just like a TikTok trend just goes on for 2 weeks or so and then just stops. No, no, this is not a trend. This is an existential uh, topic. The existence of Palestine depends on us, creators talking about this topic, and that's why I want to create more videos about this. I want to talk about an interesting topic that is circulating lately, and that's the letter of Ben. The letter of Ben. I'm not sure, I'm not gonna do names, but Ben. You know who Ben is? Ben the dude. This dude. This one. So yeah, Ben has sent a letter to the US about 21 years ago. Remember this is 21 years ago. This is not new. This is kind of insane. But yeah, regardless. So people are discovering this letter and they're making TikToks about it and they're having an existential crisis. And I was like, huh, well, you just knew. You just discovered. You discovered this. This was what I wanted to discuss is the real reason behind the, what was not really Ben. He said in an interview with CNN that he did not commit that act mainly because women, children, and all of those non-combatants in Islam are haram to end off, to finish or to shut down. I'm gonna use different terms so that YouTube doesn't kick my ass like the other videos. Who did it? Who did the attack? We all know who did it. It was the Mossad. They caught 200 Mossad agents that day, the day of 11. They caught 200 Mossad agents. Keep that in mind. 200. And you know what? They were dancing while recording the events. A lot of platforms have deleted some content that talked about this. So yeah, it's kind of dangerous to talk about it because it's a very, very sensitive topic. And you know why they did it? Because they wanted the US to wage wars against the Middle East. They wanted to weaken the powers that existed in the Middle East so that they can, exert their power over the Middle East. And that's what they are technically doing now, because all of the Arabs are cowards, or the Arab leaders, excuse me, are cowards. And I'm an Arab, so I can talk about them. They didn't do anything in that urgent meeting done after 33 days or 34 days of starting this conundrum. Yeah, regardless. I mean, imagine if you were like a very rich billionaire and you bought the Twin Towers and you did insurance and then they exploded. Imagine how much money you would get. Huh? Someone did it? Hmm. Funny. It's funny how he is a Jew. I mean, nothing against Jews. He is a Zionist, more or less. Zionism is an idea. It doesn't have to be Jew, Christian, Muslim. Zionism is an idea, and it's a very dangerous idea because you know what they're doing in Palestine? That's Zionism. The Jews lived there for hundreds of years with peace, in peace with Muslims and Christians, in total peace under the Ottoman Empire and all the Islamic empires or the Islamic caliphates. They had nothing to worry about. They had only to pay protection tax, which is jizya in Arabic. It's protection tax. It's a tax to get protected from invasions, because the Roman Empire, all the other empires tried to invade the Arab lands, especially the Holy Land, because it was where Jesus was sent, where the Jews say that that is their holy land. The Muslims, it's the first qibla, so it's where you direct yourself to pray. It was the first one in Islam, and yeah, it's like a very very important place. So it's a protection tax that they pay so that they can get protected. And you know what the problem was? They lived in peace, total peace, until 1937, where the Zionist movement started to take action, and they started to do T's, T actions. They started to do T actions. And you know why? Because they were supported by the British. The British had a mandate on Palestine, so they supported. So they moved the guns, removed the guns of the Arabs, so they couldn't resist, and they gave them to the Zionist movement, so they could kill Arabs. Uh, the dude was a Zionist. He bought it. He had insurance just a few days ago, just a few days before the attack. Imagine that. Imagine how lucky he was. It was called Lucky Larry. Imagine buying that tower 2 days from the attack and then getting $4.2 billion in compensation. It's kind of insane. And the attack on the White House, or the whatever the other place was, just the day before it, they lost $2.3 trillion. Imagine. I did some calculations yesterday. If there were, like, at that time, I think 7 billion people alive, each one of them could have had $340, I think. Each one of them. Imagine just getting like $340 out of nowhere in that time. It was like a good amount at that time, to be honest. The important content of the letter was because the US supports Israel using US tax money. And that's what's like causing existential crisis for the US people, is because they didn't know that their tax money was going mostly to funding proxy wars across the Middle East and Asia and all the other places. I mean, if you didn't know that, I mean, you're just ignorant. And yeah, ignorance is bliss sometimes. But for America, ignorance is strength. Because if you're ignorant, you don't care. If they attack you, attack them back, you destroy them. Because they're all evil, you know. Because they don't like our freedom, you know. That's basic things. And yeah, I think that's all the topics I want to discuss for today. And as you can see, the US supports Israel. They support them like super, 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 with a lot of money, a lot of US payers' tax money, just like they did with Ukraine. And you know who the ones that will gain the most are? The people that sell the shovels in a gold rush. And who they are exactly? Mainly the media, because they're selling fake truth, and weapon manufacturers. So this is all the things I wanted to talk about for today. Hope you're all doing well, and see you in the next video. And hopefully, see you in a time when Palestine will be free.